All right. Welcome to Recovery Dharma. My name is Josh, and I'm the facilitator here on Tuesday nights here at the Spokane Sangha Soul Center. And here at Soul Center, um, we take monthly topics to investigate. And for the month of December, Julia brought forth the five earthly elements, and those elements are earth, air, fire, water, and space. And this being the fifth week, as it were, we've come to space. And so I'm not an experienced Buddhist practitioner, almost entirely trained in Buddhism in this room. So these topics are always great for me because I learn a lot. And I just assumed when I got to space that I was heading out into the galaxy. And what I read, I learned that in this context, in the Buddhist tradition, talking about space is much more close up space, not necessarily excluding space, but it talks about what I read talked about, uh, you know, emptiness and stillness. Um, and in these concepts, pretty much everywhere I read, every source specifically stated that when we're thinking of these concepts, there's both the internal and the external. So, internal space is as simple as like the voids in my mouth, my sinuses, the spaces in my bone, in my gut, in my lungs. Um, that while it's space, it still makes up me. Um, and then going outward, the space is this, you know, what it is in this room around me that is empty. It's not the air, but it's the void that the air occupies, as well as me and my lamp and my houseplants. Um, and it contains all of these elements. So we need the space in order to have somewhere to put all of existence. And the idea that it exists as a thing, it's not nothing. Space, and yet at the same time, you know, it, it's void. It provides room for things to be. Um, I was reading that and reflecting on a conversation I had yesterday. Um, my children, who are all adults, all came together for Christmas, and it was great. We had a very brief visit. Two of them flew in from out of state, and two of them live locally, so we had them all together. And it's the holidays, so we're blended families. There's houses all over this area where the kids run from one house to the next. Um, and so it was a very busy several days. And then I had the opportunity to go out on my boat with my youngest son, um, and spend the day just the two of us together. And uh, it occurred to me while I was out there that since he's moved out of the house several years ago, this was the first time I've gotten to just sit in quiet with the dude. Uh, and, we were on a nice day to be out on a boat, just going up and down the coast a little bit. And I was struck by just how powerful it was to sit in silence, because the rest of the time, I'm the dad who, wants to ask 100 questions and follow up every question with a piece of advice. And it was not talking to my kid was the most quality time I've spent with him since he lived in my house. It was really, really like, and recognizing that and being able to appreciate it was just so powerful, and I felt so grateful. And so thinking of that, you know, nothing as being the space was, you know, it was everything. It was great. I prepared a little bit of a meditation, and if you guys would all like to join me, let me get to it here. And so, hold on. I'll invite my chime to sing. Let's all begin by settling into whatever comfortable position suits you. If you're able to find a position of stillness, gently allow your eyes to close, or just soften your gaze and rest it on a point in front of you. Relax into your body and take a moment to notice that you're here. You've arrived here. Nothing more is required of you in this moment. Bring your awareness to the natural rhythm of your breath. Just breathe in and out. There's no need to change it, make it faster or slower. Just breathe. And simply notice the breath as it enters and leaves your body. As we begin this meditation, you may wish to silently set an intention, maybe for clarity, for kindness toward yourself, sentiment of metta to someone else. In the Buddhist teachings, space or ether is known as the element that allows all other elements to exist. It holds earth, water, fire, and air. It doesn't resist those things and does not cling to those things. Space just makes room. Bring to mind an image of open space, a clear sky, or wide open horizon, or the vastness of a large empty room. And notice how space doesn't push anything away, nor does it try to hold anything. Space allows things to come, things to go. When we're experiencing the clutches of our habit energy, we often work with strong sensations, emotions, urges, and memories. Rather than trying to fight or suppress them, the element of space invites us to make room for them, to let those experiences rise and pass without being consumed by them. Now, as you breathe, gently bring awareness to your physical body. Notice the space around your body, the room that holds you, the space between the walls, floors, and ceiling that contain you. And then begin to sense the spaces within your body. Notice the space in your chest where the breath moves. Space in your belly that expands and softens. Observe your awareness of the space in your mouth and your throat, your ears and your nose. Consider this, even our bones are not solid. They have space and the areas within them. If you encounter areas of tension, discomfort, or restlessness, see if you can imagine creating space around those sensations. You're not asked to make them disappear, only to let them have room to be as they are. Just as space does not judge what enters it, you do not need to judge what you feel. You can, sitting in stillness, observe what thoughts are arising, what memories, plans for later, cravings, or maybe self-judgments may appear. This isn't a problem. This is just the nature of our mind. Imagine each thought or urge as a sound echoing through a vast open space. The sound arises, lingers briefly, and then fades away without needing to be chased, without needing to be silenced. When an urge or craving or difficult thought arises, you might gently note, this is present right now. And it won't be later. Then return your attention to the spaciousness of awareness itself, the open field in which the experience is happening. You're not the thought. You're not the urge. Rather, you're the space that knows those things. In this way, space offers freedom, not by controlling our experience, and not by being trapped by it. As you sit in your stillness and you breathe, remember that emptiness does not mean nothingness. It means openness. It means possibility. It means freedom from being fixed or defined by the past. Rest in the simple knowing of just being here, breathing, aware in this space. There's nothing to fix, nothing to achieve. And in this stillness, notice that awareness itself is steady, even when the experiences change. This stillness, it's always available to you, even in your moments of difficulty, craving, or uncertainty. As we come close to the end of this meditation, gently bring your awareness to your body. Feel the contact of whatever's underneath you, the floor, a cushion, your chair. And recognize that the space you touched in this meditation is not limited to this room or this moment. You can return to the sense of openness with a single breath, a pause, or a moment of awareness. In our practice, each moment of space between impulse and action is meaningful. Each pause is an expression of wisdom and care. May the spaciousness you've cultivated here support you in meeting life with patience, clarity, and compassion. Namaste. All right. Thank you, Julia. And thank you, everybody else, for sharing this time with me tonight. Always great to see all of you. So I'd like to close out with a dedication of merit. Find whatever position of comfort works for you. May any merit or goodness arising from this practice be shared freely with all beings. May the spacious awareness we touched here become a refuge in moments of craving, fear, or confusion. May it remind us that there is always room to pause, to breathe, and to choose a path of care. May we learn to meet ourselves and others with openness rather than judgment, with stillness rather than reactivity, and with compassion rather than harm. And may all who struggle with habit energy find space around their suffering. Namaste.